Good morning. It's Tuesday morning, about 6:30 a.m. Excuse me. Yesterday, I brought the Cadillac in, that '03, my buddy's car. Prepped it, got it painted last night. So, well, there it is there. Anyhow, I'm going to back it out, put it in the sun for a few hours, and let that clear harden up. And I can bring it back in and wet sand it and buff it out, clean it all up, and get ready to ship it out. I was going to bring the 75 in while this thing was in the sun, but move this one, move that one, change, swap. It's a bunch of BS. So I'm just gonna pull it out, let it do its thing in the sun, and take the few hours to work on my '49 Ford exhaust. So that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna finish my coffee and finish waking up, and yeah, we'll get after that exhaust. So here we go.
Okay, so I changed my mind again for a couple of reasons. One, it's my truck and I can do what I want, and secondly, serviceability. For whatever, I decided not to come through this hole in the cross member. Instead, I'm going to go underneath it, and the reason for that is if I, for whatever reason, have to remove the exhaust, all I'll have to do is unbolt at the header and at the muffler over right there, and drop it. So if I had it running through the cross member, I'd have to cut it off because there's a flange on each end, so I'd never be able to get it out. So that's why I'm doing it that way. And so I'm up to here now, and I just gotta tie into the muffler. We're about 15 inches here. So what I'm thinking is I will cut, there's the flange for the muffler, I'll cut it here on that side of the crossover pipe because I want to keep a crossover pipe. I'll have to extend it, but I'd like to keep that. So I'm going to cut it on this side of the crossover, and then I'm going to split it in half here and see if I can, with a couple of bends and little pieces, I'll connect the two together. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes, but I'm going to get after it. Okay, after cutting and shortening more than once, put it that way, that's what I got left to fill in. Join those two together, and we're good all the way back to our muffler. Put a couple of hangers in there, and we should be good to go. Take it off, finish welding it all the way, and yeah, not bad. So I'm going to get this last piece put in and get it up on the sawhorses and finish welding it. I got to finish welding that cross member as well. So yeah, still lots of welding to do. Okay, so there it is. It's in. Looks pretty good. I've got about an inch of clearance between the cross member and the pipe. Muffler's got good spacing at the frame. So I'm thinking my cross member will probably go in around here. So I can use a hanger, hold that up, Took a little longer than I would have liked, but you know, it is what it is, man. Some things take time. I shortened it up at least 2 more times to bring the pipe up. It was too low, but I think it's good now, and it's pretty level, level plane. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Now I got to do the same thing on the other side, but it's it's after supper, and I got to bring that Cadillac in here and do some wet sanding on it. So I'm going to clean up and get on that, and I'll cover more of the exhaust stuff either tomorrow or maybe, yeah, I guess it'll have to be tomorrow. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Hey, it's Wednesday morning, 5:30 a.m. I figured I'd get up extra early this morning because I had a setback with the Cadillac last night when I was wet sanding it. There was this flat coating on the passenger side rear door. I sanded the crap out of it, but apparently not enough because there was some kind of a reaction. There was like these little pinholes or pock marks in the clear. I was pretty sure I could sand them out, wet sand them out and buff it out. But they were too deep, and I ended up sanding right through the clear. So now I'm screwed, and I got to respray that one door. It's a setback. Puts me back 2 days on this freaking thing. But shit happens. It is what it is. So I guess I'll shoot this thing, get it outside in the sun when the sun is out, and get on my exhaust and see if I can finish up the other side. So yeah, shit happens. That's where I'm at, and so I guess I'll just get after it. So as you can see behind me, it's dark. That Cadillac absolutely kicked my ass. Took me pretty much all day. Sand it, prep it, mask it, spray it. Had it sprayed by supper, and then after supper I unmasked it, put it out in the sun for a couple of hours. That's all the sun was left. But I did manage to get on my exhaust. So it's 10 o'clock now. Yeah, 10 o'clock. So I'm going to switch cameras and I'll show you where I am with that.
Okay, so here it is. It's all tacked together from the header to the mufflers. Everything's attached. Everything fits okay. The mufflers are level-ish. They're in a fairly straight line, so I'm kind of happy with everything. So I've got to disconnect it here and finish welding it, make it look like the piece on the other side. So that brings my exhaust past the back of the cab once the cab is tilted back down. And that's what I want to get to. I want to get this cab down because I know I have to open it up on each side, probably about 2.5 inches, and then come up around the firewall, open it up a bit there as well to make room for the new transmission. I think it was 2.5 inches that I had to open it up on my other cab that I had on this truck. So yeah, that's why I was in a big rush to get this exhaust done, because I want to get that cab back down and fit so I can mount it for good. And that way, once the cab is down and sitting the way it's supposed to be, instead of on its back like that, I could put in my fuel tank, I can do my rear shock mounts, bunch of finishing in the back, and brakes and all that kind of stuff. And then maybe we can fire this sucker up. Plus I'll have to build a new transmission tunnel, but that'll be installed from the inside of the cab. So there's still a lot of work to do, but we're making good progress, and maybe I'll have this thing looking like a truck pretty soon. So my next thing is to weld up that exhaust and finish welding up my cross member. It's just tacked together. Made that the other day, a couple of videos ago. So I'm going to get on that right away, because I need to position my cross member somewhere in here so I can put hangers to pick up the weight of those mufflers. So I'm going to get on welding that cross member probably right now. It's getting on 10:30 tonight, Wednesday night, and I'm trying to have this all done for a video for tomorrow. Good luck with that. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Okay, so after a ton of welding and grinding and what have you, there we go. So the exhaust is in place, that's where she's going. Cross member, that's where it's going. I just got to weld it on each side, weld it in place, and then run a couple of hangers from here down to the pick up my muffler there and there, and that brings my exhaust complete to just past the back of the cab. So as soon as I'm done welding this in, I'll be able to, like I said, put those hangers in, and then I can flip the cab back down and have it sitting where it needs to sit, so that I can cut out my my transmission tunnel. So yeah, I'm happy with that. Had some issues with time lapse when I was welding the cross member. The camera just didn't work, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, that's where we're at, and yeah, that'll be it for pretty much for today. It's Thursday morning. I've got to get this thing into editing so I can release it today. So there you go. Okay, so it's 10:30 Thursday morning. I got to get this video into editing so I can get it out. It's going to take a couple hours for sure. Yeah, so I'm going to clean up now. I'm happy. I got my exhaust done past the back of the cab. That's where I wanted to be today. Actually yesterday, but that Cadillac screwed me over. So I'm going to clean up, bring that Cadillac in, and wet sand on that son of a bitch again. I'm really starting to hate that car. No more new stuff for me, man. I ain't doing it anymore. It's 72 and older, unless it's for myself. Maybe square bodies and Fords from the 70s, but pickups. But that's about it. I'm done with new stuff. Check us out on Facebook. Lots of cool stuff there. Dirty Dan's Rod and Cycle. There's pictures of cars I've had before. There's pictures of cars in fields and barn finds and all that kind of stuff. There's a bunch of before and after pictures. This is my 36th video, so you can get to all the videos. The link for the main page is there. I'm getting close to 400 followers on Facebook, and I'd like to keep building on that. What else? Yeah, get the Caddy done, and then bring that square body back in, get that cab corner done, shoot it in primer, and get after the box, straighten that thing out. And we're also going to take that lift kit out of there. It's just blocks and shocks, and it's horribly done. The thing doesn't steer. It's a mess. So anyway, it's got to come out. So we're going to get after that as well. Yeah, please subscribe. Hit the button. Hit the little bell. Costs nothing. I'm not going to harass you or send you emails and crap like that. It's not happening. So yeah, I'm looking for subscribers. So let's get after it, man. And if you don't do anything else, get out in the garage and build something, man. Later, guys.